Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... Well, I am truly back now, both in location and in spirit, because it seems like not only just by unpacking everything and setting everything up again, that I would also be presented with some software stuff as well. You know, resetting StreamYard moments, accidentally programming the stream to start later than it was supposed to, and re-editing that while also doing the other software stuff at the same time, and not changing the date, and now it's live anyway because whatever. Yeah, it seems like that correlates with the experience. But hey, enough about my setup, I suppose. That's not nearly as interesting as whatever the heck is going on here. Hello, Ghosty.
Oh, hi. I'm trying to pick whichever MAZ default preset background I feel like doing today.
I was gonna say, because you had one behind you, and then it went back to green again. I thought that was an error.
Yeah,
but
that's
fair enough.
because it keeps bugging out, and I'm not sure why.
I see.
So
Fair enough.
pay no attention to the man behind the camera, the man behind the curtain, or whatever.
Or the screen behind the VTuber. Yes, yeah, pretty much. Okay. To be perfectly honest, I think the VTuber is more interesting than the turtle, but fair enough. In any case, well, it seems like nothing is going quite as we expected today. So yeah, we're going to talk about some jazz pops, I think. This also was somewhat not how it was intended to go down. I remember that Josh said to me, "Hey, can you go back to jazz pops next month?" He said this in February, by the way. So I did that. I did a jazz pops review in February itself. Okay, you fixed it. Yeah, I did a review in February itself, and then intend to go back. But yeah, but like I said in the description, March was just something else. In between Mutant Girl remakes, the passing of the torch whole thing, followed by the Alpha Sisters. Yeah, it seems like March was just jam packed. Then April, of course. Yeah, April, of course, has not been without its surprises as well. Least of all were the 3 in a row cursed gacha reviews. That was a surprise even to me because I was expecting it to be 2. But there you go. We've talked about that already. It seems like we have looped around because, to be honest, like there are some series that I've been trying to like recycle and like rejog before they get lost, like Charity, for example. I'm worried I'm gonna forget about that one existing. Not that I would ever forget about the Jazz Pops, obviously, but yeah. Speaking of that, to any people who have come from the Alpha Sisters or the Passing of the Torch channels, this might be your first time watching a Pops themed video, so prepare for maximum confusion, I suppose. That's going to be fun. So yeah, Season 4, Episode 4, Wacky Weather. Seems like a horrible Histories title, but yeah, we go. All right, without further ado, on with the review. You should get to meet the characters, kind of, if you can read that fast. And remember all of them.
This is the thing I hate about the Pops, is that there's so many of them. I can't keep track of all of them.
Yeah, this is something I think the last lengthy conversation I had with Flowerpot was actually around this idea. Yeah, she agrees with me about the fact that, you know, there are too many characters at this particular stage. I mean, even back when Jazz Pop started, I think there were 5 of them at the time. And, you know, again, the whole classic Earth Pop thing came about because Earth Pop's the only one with a defined character trait at the time. That was not necessarily, yeah, that wasn't necessarily because of the amount of characters at that point. That was more to do with the length of the episodes and there are not having enough time to develop the characters as a result of that. But yeah, that was only exacerbated as the series progressed, and we now have, I think, the 8 that we've got to this day. So yeah,
So, to be honest, it should have stuck at 5.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Like,
yeah, 100% agree. Yeah,
like either this is going to be the dawn of our 9th Pop in this group, because I have seen the thumbnail, or
that is true.
we
There's a new person in the thumbnail.
lose one, which will be a godsend.
No, see, here's the thing. In the Pop series, if you lose a Pop, or at least at this stage, if you lost a Pop, they would get replaced. So it wouldn't matter. The numbers would never diminish because there would always be somebody.
Either Majesty cycle to Pop groups.
Yeah, Majesty would cycle one of them, or some other person would either come out of retirement or volunteer. You know, that seems to be the idea. So yeah, you can add new people, but you can never remove them to diminish the numbers. That's just not how it works. So
also,
yeah,
I wanted to mention this to a general commenting audience, is that Mispy in some streams. What? Oh, Tripop just mentioned, just commented something that I'm trying my best to understand.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, no. She was one of the people who told me about the fact that the date was wrong, and the last message that the last message I got was oh well, the second last message was, do always set it to the wrong time. Which, you know, not exactly the most solid of advice, I don't think.
Yeah, not exactly solid. I also wanted to mention that I've been gone from the streams for a while because I had and still probably have influenza. Love it so much. No, I don't.
Yeah. This is you know. Oh, I was gonna say some. Yeah, no, I was gonna say yeah. This is to all those anti-vaxxers out there. You know, this is the alternative.
I got vaccinated for influenza, but I still caught it anyway because I have either the West.
Okay, well, now saying that, now adding that context, make me like an idiot.
Yeah,
in front of all the anti-vaxxers.
Shout out to all the anti-vaxxers and shout out to all the vaxxers. Even if you get the influenza shot, you still have you can still catch the flu.
Well, yeah,
the symptoms with the vaccine will be less severe than if you get them without the vaccine.
Okay, that's at least something.
Just sucks eggs.
Yeah, this is why I don't make political jokes, everyone. It never goes well.
I'm so sorry, Jacob. I feel like this was 100% my fault.
Mm-hmm. This is all your fault, Ghosty.
This is
All
and
right.
then again, something that happened this week that was all my fault.
Mhm. Okie dokie. Hello, ladies. I have called you here for an urgent mission. There is a small coastal town that has been constantly attacked by fierce weather. We have reason to believe it is because of one of the planetary possessions.
Planet. Wait, was there an? Did I skip a page in the
Well, this
manga or
this is
something?
this is a new season, so I think because the Zodiacs lost their powers, that was this was the
Yes,
new like rotation.
but this should be the episode where they introduce the planetary possessions, not the episode in which the audience is clued in on the planetary possessions.
Maybe this is the way they introduced them, because honestly, in actual Super Pops, they did that sometimes where they were on
This is the
Celeste and
way they
Magicka would fill
introduce
them in and
them.
brief them with with a bunch of like lore details or something.
Why? Why? What?
Hmm.
That seems
Let me
awful.
let me talk to you for 3 minutes about this particular gem or something in these mines that only you could only get into by if you are Avalonian royalty. And then we'll talk about this for some time, and then eventually we'll make our way around there, or talk about how the bunglers have done so, because of course this is still when Cheshire was with them. Yeah, it happened occasionally. This is not effective, but it is lore accurate.
Also, by the way, if you see my model to her head and she's glitching out, that probably means I'm drinking water. It
Oh,
looks
okay.
utterly like watch this. It looks utterly ridiculous.
Oh yeah, no fair. I think actually my model has done this on multiple occasions, and it's just because I'm doing this on multiple occasions.
Like if I cover the lower half of my face with my hand, she does this.
It just looks like you're
And
shuffling back and forward like I do.
that is, to be honest, that's ridiculous. I love it. I love it so much. Wacky weather! I don't have my raincoat with me. Everyone, run!
Yeah, no,
Run!
Ron is in like because it was exclamation mark but not capitalized. Yeah. All right. But by this reminds me, we need to continue watching My Little Pony. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah,
I need to get back
I
into
also
the
to bring
ponies.
KW back in because I lost the file for like the first half of the movie that we reacted to, so I need to do that again. But anyway, of that another day. Specifically, the trident. Oh, I
Oh,
was thinking possessions as in like
ghosts
as
and
in
like spirits,
yeah, exactly.
not literal possessions, as in. Okay,
Okay,
now I got the plot. Now I think I got the plot.
fair enough. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, because we were talking about these items last time. I just remembered that there was like again another lore dump from Majesty to do with this in a previous episode.
Like, is Majesty just the designated lore person of the pops?
Yes, essentially. By
Oh,
design of Totally TV.
I feel so sorry for you, Miss Majesty.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for once, I will look past your murder and hate crimes to see you as the person you are.
I remember I think back to like the episodes in the Totally TV series where they go into like Majesty's backstory and how she like genuinely thought because that thought to you know to bring like you know help to different like regions that weren't as advanced as Avalonia, not like a Fire Nation type of way, but you know by you know
Oh,
actually offering help. And then
I see it as a Fire Nation type of way, except she is the Zuko in this equation.
I mean, essentially, but then that you know raises the question as to I guess Cheshire would be Azula in this case because I mean essentially Cheshire betrayed her immediately because of you know corruption, Shadow King stuff, and yada
Like
yada,
he did, well, he just
and
kind
bond with the
like
bunglers.
you gotta admit, he just kind of punched the ticket for Azula, doesn't he?
Essentially, yeah. I mean,
He punches
except for
almost all the holes on that ticket, except for the psychopathic parts.
Well, I mean, as Doctor Ruin, you could sometimes make an argument. Sometimes.
Oh, he does absolutely punch the ticket.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Now I got my hands on the plot.
All right. So we're going to go try and find it. Precisely. Well done, Melody. Yeah, who would have guessed that? Well done. Nothing gets past you, Melody. Jeez.
Wow, Melody, you got in on the info dump this time. Congratulations. Do you want a sticker? There you go. I'm gonna put it right on your face.
Okay.
Good to
If
see
this were an
someone
edited
else
video,
get
if
info
this were an
dump.
edited video, I would edit like a sticker on her face for the rest of the time she appeared on screen. But anyway,
I will do it inside of my mind. My mind palace is now her, just with a sticker on her face with the same blink vacant expression doing a frog blink.
yeah, there should be a clip later that's just edited in that way, like just that interaction. Anyway, I shall send you over now. However, there is a strong storm forecasted to come soon. I think That's a good question. Is the
like
past
the
tense of
trend.
Is the past tense of forecast just forecast? Because I think it might be.
Yes. Like
Yeah.
forecast is past, present, and future.
Yeah, exactly. I am the past, I am present, I am future.
Like
I am forecast. I'm Fae, God, and Mother as well. Just throwing that one out there.
there are some words in the English language that are past, present, and future tense.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm just taking this like cast. The actual verb to cast is one of them as well.
Forecast is past, present, and future. You can forecast the weather now. You can forecast the weather later. You can forecast the weather in this current moment. The forecast might be different, but it's still a forecast.
Yeah. Well, time to get umbrellas. Yeah, that. Well, among other things, potentially.
Hold on, everyone. We're about to get wet.
I must it might get warmer soon in the UK, and I shall call it wacky weather. Truly words that will go down in history. Stay safe and alert, and as always, may destiny be on your side.
This is supposed to mean. Like every time I look at Treat Pop typing a chat, I feel like I'm deciphering hieroglyphics or something.
Oh, that's yeah. I'm honestly
I'm trying to decide what that sentence means.
Yeah, see, like she's admitted to me that sometimes she misses out certain words and sentences. The problem is those words are essential to the structure of the sentence, and it suffers as a result. Yeah. All right.
Tamsin, could you please break down that sentence and explain to me exactly what it means? I'm trying to put it together in my mind brain, but it's just not computing, babe. If you can get back to me with that, I'll give you a gold star or something.
Just you'll also get an edit of a sticker on your face. Hey, sorry to bother you. We're the Jazz Pops. Can you imagine just like a team of superheroes appearing behind you, like this, like world famous superheroes appearing behind you, like that would just freak out so many people.
I would probably throw something like dirt at them. It looks like this person is either A, crawling for their lives away from the scene of a disaster, or B, gardening. Just throw a rake at them. That will deter them.
Excuse me, I hate to trouble you. Batman here, by the way. Hello. Yeah, I'm on the pursuit of some weather details or something. I don't know what I'm gonna do about it, but I'll figure something.
You just hate to rake at Batman.
I'm just asking for the.
Don't sneak up on me like that.
Oh, thank God my mask is padded. Okay. Okay, right. Probably deserve that one. I get it. Batman, very stealthy. Okay, now can I get some directions, please?
Oh yeah, just right that way. To your left. I think I'm looking to the right, but I don't care. Probably to your left. I don't know. Not
Okay,
that
thanks.
left. The upper left.
While you're turning around, Batman would have left this conversation. He would have disappeared as soon as you turn back around again.
Oh, thank goodness.
Well, you say
I
thank
don't
goodness.
want
That
to
means he's
catch
lurking around
COVID
somewhere.
again.
Just popping in for a while. Fair enough. Hello. Oh, you got my message. There you go.
Who are you? I'm Natasha, and I appreciate you coming over.
Mhm.
Good to know my question was answered immediately.
Yeah, fair enough.
Without provocation. Who are
With the name
you?
like Natasha, this character could be Russian. You never know.
Who are you? Who are you, and how did you get a message to Majesty of all people?
That is a very good question. Considering that she lives in space, how would that even? I don't know. That's a fair point. Somebody will be like, oh yeah, that's more what I'm expecting, rather than like a defense mechanism kicking in. But yeah.
Like, to be honest, Jacob, you know my reason. I have all of my defense mechanisms. I have so many.
Well, I mean, based on your based on your current health state, is not enough.
Don't mind me. Don't mind these gloves. I was just gardening.
No one was intimidated by your gloves. Why would you even point that out?
Also, what are you gardening? The grass? There is there isn't even a flower bed or a flower pot in front of it. There's just grass.
Yeah, there really should be a flower pot in this video. I agree. So what exactly do we need to help with?
Well, Majesty told you, didn't she?
Hmm.
Well, our small town of Paradise Bay hasn't been much of a paradise lately.
It could still be in Russia. We don't know. Paradise Bay could still be located in Russia.
The weather's been going cuckoo. It's cuckoo. Excuse me.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that is how you spell cuckoo. In fact, let me just verify that. And so I'm not going cuckoo myself. Yes, that is indeed how you spell cuckoo. That is accurate. She's growing flower pot 2.0. They do ask how to grow your channel. Yeah. And also, it's yay! How joy is that? That's a good question. How joy is it?
Absolutely wild. One morning it's beautiful and sunny, but by noon it's windy and it'll knock your socks off. Sounds like a typical day in Ohio.
Or Galicia, to that matter, actually.
Well, I guess we're the ones who are being affected by the trident tick. There are 2 parts of this trident, and we are both holding a piece.
Hmm.
And with the winds, there's hail, massive stones too. What?
I assume that's the way to describe the hail, not saying that there is hail, and in addition there are also massive stones. That would be more concerning. Like how strong are these winds?
I've seen hail described as the size of rocks and golf balls, but never stones.
I mean, then again, I guess stones don't really have an official size outside of Minecraft. So yeah, I don't know. Melbourne too. The people say they get 4 seasons in a day. Yeah, this honestly does not seem that weird based on how this character is describing this situation.
Yeah, this is like pretty. This is pretty accurate. Like near the end of winter, summer weather, spring.
Yeah. Also, I will point this out just so just because Aiden's not here. Outline black hair, lighter outlines as a result of it.
Like,
There you
I gotta say, I don't mind it as much this time because of the letter outlines. You can tell she has curly black hair.
Mm.
And I gotta say, it kind of looks good on her. She kind of slays it.
I mean, fair enough. I probably would have gone with this with like different like shade of outlines myself, but yeah, I mean, to be honest, like it is defined in some way at the very least.
It is defined enough so it's not ugly. Congratulations!
There you go.
And I think I know what's causing it. Ever since that trident washed up on shore, things have never been the same.
Then so get rid of the trident. Then why
Throw
would
it
you
back
need to
into
summon a
the
team of two?
ocean where it came from. Are you people dumb or something? Oh wait.
We don't know yet. Yeah, this could be an outlier.
Oh
Or
wait, this
but
is
maybe the trident is like it's like that one episode of Seven Deadly Sins where the trident's like where the sword is like encrusted into the ground. They have to summon like the strongest people in existence in order to actually break it out of the ground.
like either that or it's a trident with that one Minecraft enchantment on it. So when you throw it, it always comes back.
Oh. Well, I mean, if that were the case, then it wouldn't. Then it wouldn't still be here. So yeah,
Oh, I think that enchantment is loyalty. I think.
that would make sense. Make 5.2 and make it my weapon. That sounds like
You
Cactus
should-
Steven for any of those
you-
Steven Universe fans out there.
Okay, that emoji after that statement has implications that I don't think you're thinking of.
And make it my weapon.
Okay, here we ban flower pot from emojis.
That was Treat Bob. That wasn't Flower Pot. Anyway, I'm still trying to think what to do for Preston, Amy, and Disco Pops. I think I'm spoiling the thing. TDG, they become a couple and potentially the end of the only episode. End of the potentially only episode. I mean, if it's only one episode thing, then yeah, I guess that's something for that. I mean, and I mean, to be honest, if they're going to become a couple, I don't know, have them go on a date potentially. That would be
perhaps more than one date. That is
Well,
typically
you
how
can-
couples work.
based on the length of a Johnny episode. Usually, I would say one date would probably cover it. But yeah, in the future, multiple dates could ensue. Maybe not episode focuses necessarily, but there can still be on them.
Yeah, like dates like that happened off screen, offhandedly mentioned in dialogue once or twice. That's the kind of world building that I enjoy.
Yeah. And it's also natural exposition if it's executed properly.
Yeah, if it's not ham-fisted into your sentence like you're trying to cram a high school essay, that's the type of exposition I enjoy.
Or make a Family Guy style cutaway. This is like that one time we went to the circus. All right, everybody, who's on a date tonight?
We just have like Preston who's hanging out with the
I haven't
monkeys.
access to Chuckles for a week. I need to use him once.
But then I was reading the library one day and I found out something.
We have a very small town, but a vastly extensive library with a huge collection. It's kind of like Sunnydale in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I was reading for an assignment at school. Why do you look so small in this frame?
I think the character might have been shrunken down a little bit, actually.
This is a library for giants, you see, and I am but an ant amongst men.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came across it. The Legend of the Planetary Possessions.
That sounds like you're trying to say a Planet of the Apes title. Honestly, Legend of the Planet of the Apes would probably be a title they would use at some point.
if they haven't already.
Yeah.
And I
true.
saw it. The trident, the exact same one that washed up on shore.
This was a
And
picture
that
book,
didn't
so
clue me in at all that I should get rid of the trident that washed up on our shores.
just excuse me for a second. Yoink. Unfortunately, I am but a humble nerd, and therefore my throwing strength is not good. I threw the trident, it just plopped, and the waves washed it back in.
Why did the camera get farther away suddenly?
Just to make her even smaller.
It said it was thought to be able to control the weather, so I stole it. I thought to myself, it must be. But I cannot get the trident myself, even though it washed up on shore. It's
Why
still
not?
there.
Is it is it stuck in the ground or something? Is it like a King Arthur situation? Like what are we dealing with here?
King Arthur, but stupid. It is heavily guarded at the museum, and I don't know what I'd do after I got it. What?
Yeah, so I guess you could have done something, but then she didn't want the responsibility.
Don't tempt me, Frodo!
She
Through
didn't
me,
want.
it would wield a
She
power
didn't want
too
the
great.
She didn't want the responsibility, so she got the pops to take responsibility instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, if we're talking about Lord of the Rings logic here, through them it would in fact wield a power that is, too deadly to imagine, But anyway.
Oh no, the end of the
Yeah.
world. These two pops.
When I heard you were searching for them because Majesty made a world press announcement, which is probably a really bad strategy, but there you go.
When I heard you were searching for them, I thought you could help me. Steal an artifact from the local museum.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can put the paradise back in Paradise Bay. I live in a shanty house right next to a pretty good looking estate.
That's what most paradises look like, to be honest. So that's kind of accurate. Hmm. How do we get it if it's heavily guarded? And also, further question: who is heavily guarding it, and why?
Isn't it obvious, Pops? You're going to have to rob the museum for the artifact that washed up in the ocean. Why?
You're going to have to fight the local police.
I'll drive the getaway car. We can put the trident in the back. And then, well, we could try and ask. You are a jazz, Pops. They'll give it to you.
Yeah, no, we don't want to do that again. Remember Blues Pop Season 2. We don't want to have another situation just asking for things.
I think. Wait, you don't know?
See, that's why I really needed you. It wasn't because of your strength, it's because of your celebrity clout. Which makes a bit more sense.
I hadn't really thought that far, to be honest. Oh, she is an idiot. Poor darling.
This just reminded me of the first time that I called the police and they asked me several questions that I was not prepared to okay, wait. Oh, you want me to talk about this my location? Okay, I'm on a third floor of somewhere, and I do not have visual. My location will not help you, but I'll tell you anyway. Give me a second. Scrambling around. That was basically what happened. Anyway. So we just go and ask? I'm pretty sure that's not going to work.
Well, let's give it a try and see what happens.
By the way, I will say this. We've been joking on this character's intelligence, but I actually really do love this character, at least so far. The true power they've had all this time is persuasion, I guess. I mean, in D&D, that is a legitimate power, so I guess that tracks.
Well, they need to roll a crit in order to get the trident.
Hmm.
Right,
Well,
that museum. It's right over there. It kind of looks like a house, but that's the best building we have.
I mean, yeah. Again, people like to install museums in just existing buildings. So some of them do, in fact, look like this. I'm guessing that Paradise Bay spent all their budget on the giant library and couldn't afford to build a museum, so this is what they have instead.
This Paradise Bay doesn't seem much like paradise, to be honest.
Ah, there you go. It doesn't look like much of a museum to me.
Well, we are a relatively small town.
That you are, yes, indeed.
We only have an
So hello,
occupants
Lisa.
of like 500, so we qualify less as less as a town and more as a village. It's fine.
But I mean, yeah, it goes to the occupiers, but hey, also I printed the reason behind it, okay? That was a joint effort.
We both have our powers. I'm also full of phlegm. Oracle phlegm.
Oh, so like the Oracle of
And
Delphi
we
and Percy Jackson
have
then.
a lot of fierce weather, and we have had a lot of fierce weather the past couple of days. So
Couple of years it says there. Couple of years. How long has this trident been here for? I thought it just washed up. Are you telling me?
Okay, we're getting another Lion Gate situation. Excuse me while I go get the headache medication.
I guess it's less convenient that you happen to stumble across the result in a small town library after a span of days, rather than like checking for years, maybe or stumbling across it over time. That I can get behind, but
wow, I feel like
has no one thought
knowledge.
Has no one thought that the recent spike in bad weather might have something to do with the magical artifact that washed up on the shore just before it started? Like, I feel like I don't know if these are like superstitious small town folk or anything. You know, if they are, all the more reason they would think that and would get rid of it immediately. But if they're not, even then, someone would be like, let's take a look at this thing. You know, just to be sure. We live in a world where like superheroes sing pop songs. Nothing is off the table anymore. So let's do a background check at least.
What else is in the museum?
I mean, it hardly matters, but okay. Also, you're about to go inside. You can just see. But anyway.
Not much. Just the trident, mainly.
Okay, again, that somewhat tracks. Like a small town museum wouldn't have like too many big exhibits. Maybe that's why they kept the trident around, because the museum curator really wanted an attraction for the town and was willing to deal with the bad weather that would probably scare off most of the tourists that would come here anyway.
That sounds like the plot of a Scooby-Doo villain.
Honestly, yeah.
Is that what the pups will be dealing with, a Scooby-Doo villain? Actually, that would be much more entertaining than what we have been dealing with.
I would love to see a Scooby-Doo style chase scene done with the pops. That would be great.
There are a few other things. We have a few standollers.
There are a few other things, such as, well, should we go inside now? Excuse me, Eagle. We're about to hear about. Okay, I mean, yes, I agree. I said before you should go inside to see the things for yourself. But I mean, if you're gonna offer information, at least listen to it.
Or get a guide from the museum curator or something. Sure, follow me.
I will say it does look like you're just spitting off to the side, like just going. Okay, another.
That's because I'm getting over the flu, and why is this character the best designed character out of all of the characters? He looks so different compared to everybody else that it's almost comical.
That is a
Why
fair
is he
point.
sitting at a desk in an empty room?
You know why I think it looks so different? Because I think there's like a little bit of like a character tint to it. Like there's
Like,
a slight white character tint to it, I'm pretty
like
sure.
either that or he is, say it with me, a preset.
With a character tint. But yeah, they're not mutually exclusive, but yeah,
Hey,
that is also
welcome to
potentially.
the museum. How can I help you? Well, this is gonna seem like an odd request. I promise, I'm not being followed by a couple of mannequins.
Yeah, even though they haven't blinked or moved during the time that we've been standing here. Yeah, I promise they are in fact alive. They do this all the time. They're the jazz pops you see. Yeah, it's a thing.
They're the jazz pops, and they can move in sequence.
Now I'm picturing for like the next like pop parody that Bond does. Just instead of like one frog blink for one of the characters, it is just like a sequence where one eye blinks like a Mexican wave across the screen.
But you see, we would like the trident.
Oh, you wish to buy our main exhibit, I assume. Okay.
More specifically, they would. I promise, they might be as stiff as statues, but they are in fact real people.
I appreciate the reaction as it slowly is like, ah, yes, how can I help you? Oh. I see. $1,000 for a magical trident?
yeah, that seems pretty low given current
Oh yeah.
prices. Hold on, let me get. If we can boil down a 100 gold piece to an actual $100 bill in real life, then it's likely that magical artifact is going to cost an average of $6,000.
Yeah. Also by D&D
$1,000
logic.
is barely enough to buy a used car, and wouldn't buy me a magical trident.
Yeah. No, see I also by D&D logic, a magical item is worth 10 times the value of a non-magical one, so it's even that'd be even even more.
God, move, please. Move. Even a centimeter would be nice. Oh, look at it.
This is another issue with having so many characters on screen is that the acting as reacting instinct kicks in, but also your instinct to like save time. This is usually solved with camera angles, but again, we haven't got to that stage yet.
I know, but they're all just staring at the curator, staring into the abyss, and it's driving me nuts.
The girl black is like Camilla, I don't know why. That's a good question. Isn't Camilla blonde? Yeah.
They need it on their coast, and it could solve our weather problems.
Ah, you're one of our superstitious townsfolk. I see.
Well, that is a peculiar request. The trident is one of the main attractions that brings in tourists.
I knew it! I knew it was this thing. I knew that's why he kept it.
I'm really not the person you should talk to.
Oh, okay, yeah. You're not also the curator. Okay, fair enough. That would make sense for him not to be at the front desk. It depends on like how big the museum is, but yeah.
But it could save our problems.
It could not. It could also be unrelated. I said before that someone should have done a background check, but they could. But also, it's very likely that a lot of them think that is unrelated, because why would they associate a magical item immediately? I know I'm going back on what I said before, but a lot of people will be like, well, yeah, why would something, why would it be tied to a stick we found on the ground, essentially? That wouldn't, like, they wouldn't think that automatically. They should have checked, but they're not going to be like, oh, yeah, I'll give it away on the off chance that it will save our weather problems, and we'll just replace it with financial ones instead. That's a fair trade.
Also, it's save our problems instead of solve our problems.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah.
No more terrible storms every second day.
If it really is every second day, that is remarkable. So yeah, again,
That is
someone should have done a
remarkably
background
normal
check.
weather.
Well, no, if it's every single second day on the dot without fail, that is remarkable in that instance. But yeah, I should go now, so I'm not late. Happy Easter. He is risen. I know what you mean. I know you're talking about Jesus here, but like out of context, that just sounds like a zombie. Okay, fair enough. Yes, he is indeed risen. Oh, okay. Back to... Oh, my goodness.
I know, and I'd like that. But you really need to speak to someone else.
He's an agent from within. He's an agent from within, from the League of Superstitious Folk. The LSF that secretly runs the town.
The LSF are made of fae. Don't trust any of them.
It would be funny if, like, the Fae were coming up with their own superstitions and also being the instigators behind them. It's just a massive it's a massive Fae conspiracy with this one specific town that borders their forest.
If you go that way, you should find the manager.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, they're frowning now.
Yeah, leave them with the manager. Maybe also make sure to get us their name, date of birth, description of your firstborn. What? Anyway, good luck.
First door on the right. Hope that helped. Have a good day. Now we just
Hello! I heard you wish to see me.
Now we just teleported upstairs. Oh, thank goodness, a character design that looks just as cohesively terrible as the rest of them. I thought I was having a stroke.
I definitely prefer when the styles are consistent in this kind of this kind of situation. Like, multimedia is one thing. When there's like multiple examples of characters that look different, then that's one thing. But if it's like in Gumball, where everyone's like a different medium basically, but if it's one person, it just looks very off in comparison. Maybe I found that on a context video, but I don't know if Eli would want that. Well, you can certainly ask, once she's come back from him having risen and all that.
Hello, I heard you wish to see me. Yes, we have something to ask you. Me and my balloon people and my mannequins.
Mm-hmm.
And it does sound odd, but I think it will solve our town's problems. And stop the need to repair things every 2 weeks.
That is definitely eating into our town budget. The mayor has been on to me about that. However, do we get more tourist revenue than we do have the expenditure at the costs? I'll have to run the numbers.
We could probably take the dinosaurs on the beach or something, and that would be more profitable than keeping this trident around.
Yes, unfortunately, all our beaches were destroyed a couple of years ago. Yes, but let's see. What do you? Well, what is it?
I like how
The music cuts
I
out.
like how the new character is doing all of the talking while the pops just stand around.
I think this happened in like a previous episode where they were like trapped somewhere and the character they met did all the talking and actions. And I pointed it out, was like, why were they even here?
Why are they here?
It feels, honestly, it sometimes feels like, like Eli or Johnny or anyone wants to tell like other stories aside from just the Pops content, but are stuck by like the niche that they have carved for themselves. I don't know if that's the case or not, but
Trapped yourself.
I don't know if that's the case or
When
not, but
we
you never
have
know.
the trident, it is very important.
I love how the music cut out here. What I would also love is like if we cut to like a scene of them outside the museum again with a door slam sound effect, and that's the only conversation we hear.
Please.
Well, said, please. I have no choice. Don't like Slime the Fox to you? It's our most precious item. Why do you need it?
Well, these guys are on a mission, and the trident is one of the items they need.
Oh, when you put
They
it that
haven't
way.
said or done anything to even include themselves in the conversation, but I promise they require it.
What are they on the mission for? Cure for petrification?
And I think the trident has magical powers to petrify them. And I think they're causing the weather.
Wait. Oh, okay, yeah.
I think the trident has magical powers. Not like I could show you the book where it says the trident has magical powers.
Yeah, I assume she has to give that back because it was a library book, so maybe she doesn't have it anymore.
I couldn't check it out at the library because I don't have a library card. And I'm also not a legal citizen.
That's why I shrink myself down, so I can hide under the bookcase and just keep reading while I'm there.
Well, find others. We're
No, wheel, that's correct. Yeah, we'll
find
find stuff.
other stuff in the museum and when we're done. If you like. If you like.
This is no guarantee, but okay. Fine, if it will fix the weather. Wow, okay, so they did in fact just have to ask in the end. Great.
Oh good, not
At least
like
they
we can actually have the Pops committing a crime or anything.
I mean, for the greater good. You know, that would be an interesting thing of like, I don't think any of the Pops have ever like broken any laws. Intentionally, I think. Intentionally broken any laws. Yeah,
Like,
I just
they
add that
have
like
always been-
amendment right there. But
They-
like
They
they've never compromised like their moral codes. They're definitely lawful good alignments, basically. All
No,
of them.
I'd say they're mostly lawful neutral instead of lawful good.
I don't know. Maybe. Either way, lawful is definitely part of it. But yeah, I don't know about this.
But please find other things for the museum. We lose
Lose
customers
otherwise. Okay, thank you.
Well, that's all it takes. What?
That's the museum. Hold on. No, wait a second. I know what to do. Turn this place into a planetarium. That would look amazing.
Yeah, honestly, it would be better. Because look at this venue. This is an excellent place to have a planetarium.
Yeah. Oh, and even got like the behind them, so it's like so it's actually encompassing like the whole space. That's perfect.
Planetarium.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, as the first one done.
Yeah, like one down, how many to go? I forgot how many there were.
Where on the other kind of weird how we started with the last planet from the sun.
Well, I mean, you didn't get a choice in that matter. You just kind of like receive news, but okay. I mean, you could work your way backwards. You know, there's no reason, nothing saying you had to go in order necessarily. If this were a video game, you probably would go in order, but you know.
This is not
Side
a
note,
video
what?
game. This is a
Yeah.
Pox video.
Yeah, one of my favorite Flash games was actually one that was made by National Geographic, where they actually had these two characters, Nat and Geo, actually, because of course, who were trying to figure out Pluto's secret. It was called, and the idea was that they were trying to find out why Pluto was not declared a planet anymore. You know, it's partly like learning about these like other planets and why they qualify, but you also have to like navigate through them to
Pluto is still a
unearth like
planet,
secrets about
pardon me.
them. Yeah, all right, Jerry Smith. Okay.
Oh wow.
Oh well. Maybe we should ask Majesty if there's something small from Avalonia we can put in the museum. That is actually a really great idea. I mean, that would literally be a planetary possession at that point.
Literally, a toothbrush from Apollonia would probably be more than exhibit in the giant.
And here we have an Avalonian toothbrush. It floats entirely on its own. Don't get too close, or it will start to try and brush your teeth. We weren't given the toothpaste. Actually, we were, but it went bad like 3 months ago, so we can't use it anymore.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
They could also probably do like some Jazzpop's memorabilia or something. That would also be like a good thing as well. They can make wax statues of themselves.
Anyway, where would we look for where should we look for the next items? Any idea? Wait, it doesn't say next items, it says next item.
Yeah, for the next item. So because they're going one by one, they're not splitting up. That being said, they probably should have split up because obviously we're missing like 3 pops in this episode alone. So I think maybe if they got into like groups of 3, we could have actually had we've actually had like yes, a little bit. This, of course, is a lesson that Eli would learn with ballet pops because they split up a couple of times. We had some good scenes between those pairings that ensued. But yeah, we do indeed. A toothbrush that floats. What kind of wizard are you? Well, I don't know. I mean, it's an Avalonian toothbrush.
It's a toothbrush planet.
Okay, bear in mind when they went to Avalonia in the source material, they were able to draw in art class, like in the air, and have their art exhibits come to life. So there's a lot of possibilities in Avalonia.
Paris?
Oh. I was thinking of the Grival Museum when I mentioned the wax statues.
Oh no, all the miraculous characters coming back. No!
Yeah, I guess the Grival Museum and wax statues has a bit of a terrible association. I meant like the ones they made of like the akumatized, like villains, basically. Those ones, not the ones of the celebrities, which I forgot was also a thing that happened. Anyway.
Oh yeah. I remember that point where Adrian decided to pose as a wax statue of himself and was flirted on by Marionette.
I will say the pose was like what was a funny prank in itself, because obviously he would have to hold that pose anyway. So and it also makes sense. Like that would have been a good prank. He probably should have interrupted it,
he should have interrupted it before she said anything embarrassing to the wax statue with totally not Adrian.
Mm-hmm. That being said, it is entirely an embarrassing moment on her. But whatever. Like, if they didn't bring it up constantly, it wouldn't have been so bad. But whatever. Yeah. Like, other than that, the Puppet Master episode, that's wax exhibits. Far better. Anyway, that gives an idea. I mean, wax statues would make sense for this character because they don't move anywhere. It'd be very lifelike for them.
If that gives you an idea, then please put it back in the box where you got it from.
Yeah, with that face, yeah. If you do a wax statue arc, please base it on the Puppet Master episode, not the prank one. Anyway. I guess we're going to Paris now.
Yeah, why not? Wait, are we covering?
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness we aren't covering all of the artifacts in one episode.
They say why not? Are they gonna like systematically go to like every like city they can think of in no concrete order?
Let's go to New York. Oh look, Pluto's here. And there's just a giant orb floating in the sky.
It's just the actual Pluto, not even a possession, just the
Come to Mama, dwarf planet, dwarf planet, dwarf planet.
I haven't practiced. Practice what? Your French?
No,
I mean-
it's Jacob, get it right. I haven't practiced.
Oh, well, okay, fine. Yes, just working on English as well, but we knew that already, so I'm just checking. She's going to do French as well. I mean, just a heads up.
Yeah, just a heads up. You might want to polish your French before you bring it here.
Yeah. In any case, I'm actually curious about them going to Paris specifically because I know that Johnny was the one who added all of the crossover stuff and tied it to existing franchises. Not that Super Pops didn't do that already with like fairy tales and stuff like that, but so it wasn't out of the blue. But Eli doesn't really tend to do that. In fact, I think she's gone on record to say she doesn't like to reference other franchises if she can avoid it. Which is going to be interesting, which means we're going to get like a Paris without any of the miraculous stuff potentially.
Oh,
that is like
Paris,
undeniably canon to the franchise. That's what I'm anticipating. But who knows? Maybe
before the franchise, became a really concrete statement.
Oh no! That I'm pretty sure happened like very quickly. I mean, like this, like. I think that was probably around like season 1 or 2 territory when Johnny first messaged Eli about like starting that, and then Disco Pops became a thing, and that's when Miraculous came out. So that this became a part of the lore. So I don't know. I think by this stage it was firmly established. In fact, one of the Blues Pops was in the Disco Pops. So there's there have been references to both shows. So yeah, there's definitely yeah. I'm curious because I mean maybe there'll be something more to do with Paris, which compared to when Johnny uses the setting, we don't get much of that sense. And one thing that is consistent throughout all the magazines that I've seen is that Paris is one of those shows that is like the city as a character. There's like certain shows where like they really relish in like their setting. Yeah, it's definitely one of those cases. I guess a comparison, Code Lyoko is also set in Paris, and you barely get that impression. Like it is all
Code Lyoko is partly set in Paris and partly set in whatever Lyoko is.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I mean, they're more interested in like establishing the virtual world, which that also tracks. And they base things on real world Paris locations, but they made them into like a fictionalized version of them. Both Catholic Academy and the Abandoned Factory are both. Well, I say are both real locations. One of them still exists, the other one doesn't. But that was now a culture center. Yeah, but they did exist at some point.
The Code Lyoko kids have never been to the Eiffel Tower.
No, they haven't. At least not on camera.
In fan fictions, there are plenty of fan fictions that cross over Code Lyoko and the Miraculous Universe. But we're not going to touch any of those because they range from dubiously written to actually pretty good pieces of media.
To be honest, like I would be interested in checking one of those out because I want to know how Odd De La Robbia reacts to Cat Noir. It's like, this seems a little bit familiar. Everything about you seems familiar. Anyway, aside yeah.
like
Aside from that, yeah, there's one
I
thing that
thought it
Johnny
would
has
be
to
a
like about.
walk so Cat Noir could, I don't know, walk on his.
He could do somersaults in the air.
Agreed.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, there you go. In fact, just my France yet, or your French, but yeah.
I haven't even practiced my France yet.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I was saying, that there's one part that Johnny hasn't adapted really. It's mostly the case like, hey, let's stop by Paris and we'll check in on the Miraculous Gang, in indoor locations that aren't specified as towards anything. But so yeah, maybe there'll be something about that, and some landmark at the very least in the next one. I'm guessing, if they're not going to focus on the miraculous people, or maybe it's both. You never know. That's I mean, I question their choice to go to Paris randomly with no possible leads from there. But at least if they are going there, there's a lot that can be done with it. So yeah, I guess we'll come back this in another 2 months and see if any of our predictions are accurate. I'm kidding. I don't think it's going to be 2 months again. We'll see. Again, another series I need to make sure
It
to
will
keep in
probably
the
be like
rotation.
a week or two before we get around to this again.
Well, yeah, a week or two at least. Yeah, it depends, because if I depends on how many other things I bump around. But yeah, probably around a weekish or so. So yeah. So fair enough. All right. In that case, please leave a like or dislike, because your opinion matters. And Skype done so already. And on that note, until next time, au revoir.
Why?